Hello, I'm Blake, Mr. Bonner's AI podcast agent. Unfortunately, the audio quality of this podcast episode isn't up to our usual standards due to a recent microphone upgrade. Please accept our apologies as we work to resolve this issue, which will be rectified by the next episode. Thank you for your continued support.
This is actually funny. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? It is Michael Bonner here. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations on Leash. Shout out to the Spotify people. Shout out to the podcast and YouTube people. But if you are watching on YouTube, I have some special guests with me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
My name is Kylie.
My name is Kaya, and I want to give y'all all a special message. Be good out there, and don't let anybody bring you down.
My name is Skylar, and today Mr. Bonner is going to be speaking about the episode called It's Coming.
See, and that's why they are going to be multimillionaires. I love y'all. Give me some love. Thank y'all for being on my birthday. I love y'all so much. I'm going to let y'all go head home. High five. Kaya been waiting for this moment. I'll see y'all soon. Close my door behind me, all right? What's up, Rising Together family? I am glad that y'all were able to see my amazing students. Today is July 12th. It is definitely my birthday. And I am grateful to be turning 35 today. We just wrapped up everything here at the Ron Clark Academy. You are going to be hearing this episode on a Monday. And this episode is going to be quick, raw, and straight to the point because it is definitely my birthday episode. And I'm 35 now, so I'm grown. So I'm going to say what I want to say. And you're going to get the raw truth today. So let's go. You can tell it is the summertime because you heard my beautiful students on the podcast. They did not close my door back there, but we just finished serving about 800 teachers. It is currently 4:10 on this Saturday. I will show you, but it has some text messages showing up there, but it has 4:10 real quick, 4:10. Yeah, 4:10. Y'all, the craziest thing happened today because today's episode is called It's Coming. Every year, I left an episode for you about follow the patterns, right? Because I start to do some real deep reflection. I notice patterns in my life. So if you go back to the episode, you're good. And it is something about those years that end in fives, like when all hell is breaking loose. It's like a signal. My mother and father would tell you in 2017 or 2015 to 2016, I told them, hey, parents, I'm glad I know who my people are because I know something big is about to happen. And I don't know what's been going on this year, but like everything has been being tested. So even if you've seen me, perform well or be in front of people and you've seen me, be Mr. Diplomatic in everything that I do, I've been, and sometimes fighting for my life, learning, adjusting. And the funny thing is this, while I was having you, as you were viewing me in that light, right, doing great things, there were moments where I was just completely exhausted, tired, and trying to figure out my own way. Because I'm honest with y'all, the truth be told, I don't have a blueprint. Everything you see is either an idea or something that's coming to play. So we can just talk about this past week in general, right, leading up to my birthday. I do not have a regular summer like normal teachers, and I'm grateful for the summers that I have, but oftentimes I am on the go. I am doing things, I am moving. And this week, I got back to Atlanta after speaking in Vegas. Shout out to Innovative School Summit. And y'all, I was jet lagged. Like I could barely move. And I had to plan a lesson for the entire next day. I'm grateful that my students know me. I communicated that to them and I was open with them and we talked about that. And the day just kept going. But all of a sudden, just stupid things continued to happen. You know how it is when like little nitpicky things that don't make sense. Things that are like picking at you to see like, will you go off? People doing little microaggressions with their behaviors and their gestures and their words and things being agitating towards you. And I'm learning, and I'm going to tell you something. You'll know a blessing is on the way when like all hell is breaking loose in your life. Now, for those that listen to the podcast, whether you're an educator or a business leader, if you haven't learned by now, I'm a holistic person in my thoughts because I recognize who you are is going to come out in that job or in your business, et cetera, right? So I'm telling you this because a lot of you may be dealing with opposition and a lot of you things may be good. So maybe this is just a signal for you to know that when things are breaking loose, you might want to pay attention. I don't know what is about to happen, but I believe something beautiful is about to happen. And here's confirmation for it. I woke up this morning. I did not feel like going to work. I was tired because my body, I've been struggling to sleep at night. And this isn't nothing that I'm normal that other people don't go through. So I'm just sharing it with you to let you know that I'm human, you human too. And I get to work and some things were off and some things changed and some things were really chaotic. And it is currently 4:13 on my birthday. I haven't responded to any text messages, barely FaceTime calls, because I've been serving other people. So in my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was slightly in my feelings because I'm like, yo, you hit a major milestone for your birthday today, and you are here helping other people, and you really haven't poured into yourself. So yesterday, a student of mine, CG3, came up to me, and he was like, Mr. Bond, I gotta tell you something. I gotta talk to you. I was like, okay, but we didn't have a lot of time. I was like, well, let's just meet up tomorrow because I like to give my students time and space to chat. So y'all, I go grab the student towards the end of the day because I know at the end of the day I have to sign autographs and things like that and hug people and love on people and encourage people. And I'm talking and I find this kid and he starts talking. So I'm thinking something is up with him. I'll tell you how crazy God works. So I'm sitting there and we're walking and I was like, so young man, what's going on? What's up? He was like, yeah, I was thinking about you this past week. I was just thinking and you came in my mind and I really feel led to tell you that it's on the way. And I just paused for a moment. And I was like, you said what, sir? You said what, young man? He was like, it's on the way. I really feel like God is leading me to tell you it's on the way. Yeah, I almost broke down crying in front of that young teenage boy. Because we all go through things and we're fighting, and sometimes we don't even know why we're fighting or why so much opposition is coming our way. And for God to use that young man to confirm as many times as I've been praying to ask for direction was crazy. So you know me, I was like, in what way is it coming? In what way is it coming, right? I was like, do you think it's a good way? Like, is it a good way? He was like, yeah, it's a good way. And that's why the name of this podcast is called It's Coming. It's not a deep philosophical one with business tactics and different things of that nature. It is not one that is going to give you a analysis on how to make $1 million in the next year, or maybe it will be. But I want to affirm to all of you, because my podcast is also documentation for me. That's why it's on YouTube, and that's why I have it here, that something beautiful is on the way for all of us, because I'm the type of person, I believe whatever happens in my life is going to flow to you in all positive things. So if God confirmed to me today through a student that had no idea how upset and frustrated and annoyed I was today on my birthday, and to make sure that you know I'm not a liar, if you ever see my mother, Frida Bonner, or my father, Michael Bonner Sr., or my sisters or my brothers, and you ask them how I was feeling at the beginning of my 35th birthday, they will tell you I was annoyed and agitated for a plethora and a multitude of reasons. Because that's just what happens when you carry things and you are assigned to do something. And I had no idea. How can a young man, I don't even have his number, know that? That's how powerful it is being a teacher. That's how powerful it is being a student of what they mean to us. And this podcast is going to be cut short because I am going to go get me some food. I am starving. And I need a rest. But let this be maybe a lesson to you, that maybe the things you're praying for and you feel like God or life is not hearing you, maybe it is on the way. Maybe the thing you're waiting for is on the way. And I heard this crazy analogy from this pastor he was referencing and saying, and this motivational speaker. They said this, right? They were stating that sometimes in life, you have to just be in position to receive that moment and opportunity you've been waiting for. And how the person that aligned it was this. He said in football, when you're a quarterback, you're not necessarily throwing it to a receiver, you're throwing it to a spot. So the receiver has to know the route to make sure they are at the spot and be expecting the ball to come. You catch my drift of what I'm saying? So in life, if God or life or a blessing is the quarterback, we just have to make sure that we know the direction that we're going and be expecting that blessing to hit us right in the hand. There is no blessing in my hand right now, except for I'm grateful to be alive and the confirmation that young man gave me today. But this video and this podcast today is for both of us. This birthday confirmation that let's just keep trying our best to do the right thing. And let's keep going the way that we need to go. And that blessing is going to hit us right in the hand. And what is the way that we need to go and what we need to do? Hey man, I told y'all, and if you follow this podcast, you follow me for a reason. Everything I have is by the grace of God. Ellen could have had somebody else on her show. Premier speakers could have hired somebody else as a speaker. The Ron Clark Academy could have hired somebody else to teach in this classroom. Michael and Frida Bonner could have waited to have a kid. So everything I have is not by my own effort. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you locked in and trust in God. You don't have to be perfect. You have to work hard. And what I'm learning is, to try your best to treat people with respect. There hasn't been, I don't know if there's ever been a person that has initially met me and I was rude to them. Now, you show your true colors. Okay, we gotta, hey, get a different side of Mr. Bonner that you don't want to deal with. So, trust God, work hard, treat people well. And all this stuff you dream about at night and we think about that we want to do, it's gonna happen. And we're getting signals. I got a signal today. And maybe this podcast is a signal for you that big things are coming. I love y'all so much. Thank you for supporting me on this podcast. Thank you for listening, whether I know you're listening or not. And just know, you know my slogan. It is legacy over likes. And may this next year for me, 35 to 36, we're going to come back to this episode. This next year going to be powerful. Beautiful things about to really take off. And I can't even see it. But I believe it and I'm speaking it in my life. And if I'm speaking it in my life, I'm doing the same for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. Take care. Peace.